In today's video, I'm going to be talking with Malcolm Pitcher from Elevana. They are a household name for companies in the house building business and based in the UK. Elevana have been using Melu's human live chat service since December 2020 to help visitors understand their services and generate new leads. It's been very successful, so let's get into it and hear about Malcolm's experience. Was it easy to go from not having live chat on your website to having live chat with us?
Well, I suppose with the benefit of hindsight, you'd say, well, it was really easy. But actually, there are a couple of bits to begin with in that suddenly you've got to anticipate all the questions that people on the website are going to ask and what you want the Melu team to say in response to those questions. And we had a little bit of toing and froing with that. But what I liked about it was you could change it on the fly and you knew that the next call coming in would be treated to the new script. That was different. Never having set up a managed live chat system before. Didn't know what to expect, but you guys helped us through it, and it was nothing. It was pretty easy. In fact, I've got to be honest with you, I haven't checked that script since I think January 2021. So that shows what a great job we did putting it all together.
Yes, nailed it pretty much first time.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Well, that's great. Thank you for that feedback. The next one then is about our operators. How do you feel about them? Would you consider them now to be a part of your team based on how they look after your visitors on your website?
Yeah, I would. Occasionally, because the 4 words I don't like in customer service, and you can repeat them to me, can't you? What are they?
You can. You don't like people saying ASAP?
No, I don't like.
We'll get back to you ASAP.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean anything. And particularly when you've got an emotional customer, the absolute worst thing is to say, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, because you lose control. So that was one little rule that we put down. And occasionally it slips. I get it. Occasionally we get the response back, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We're very forgiving. It's a habit. Most people have used it all their lives. Okay. Yes. And then what I like is that sometimes you read it before I do, and you've already got an email saying, sorry about that, Mel. I'll have a word with the person. No, yeah. But yeah, as long as we, the information we get is absolutely fantastic. And I've got to point out one thing that you guys did, I suppose, about 8 weeks ago, because it's not just potential clients coming onto the website. That's the easy bit in terms of the managed chat, because I think we've covered all the bases there. But we had somebody just come in and say, I want to know if the apprenticeship is still available. There's nothing on the instructions or anything. What your operator said was, hang on a minute, I'll go and check. I think it was about a minute later, if you look at the call log, she came back and said, here's a link for you. And when I looked at it and read it as it came through, I'm thinking, what the hell link is that? I clicked on it, and it was actually to some government portal that lists all available apprenticeships, and there was their apprentice. There was their apprenticeship listed there. I didn't even know it existed. I wouldn't have known what to do. Gold star to your operator who handled that chat, because it was absolutely brilliant. And then another side of the business, which isn't the training side, which I kind of help to look after, another side of the business, we demonstrate new homes to homeowners. So we're dealing with our clients, customers, home buyers, and we give them all the details of when to meet us and all of that stuff. But occasionally, they don't see the email or they forget it. And in panic, they go, who's doing this demo? Elevana. So they're obviously searching from Elevana, and they're going on. And up comes the little box, can I help you? Yes, I've got a demo. And they put all this stuff in. I've got a demo organized. Your guys just handle that so well. And that's us giving a service to our clients' home buyers. People who might have spent £1, £2, £3 million to a property are being served by your team and served really well. So it's not just about us getting inquiries. It's about the way that you deal personally and professionally with those kind of issues. And we can't predict what they're going to be or when they're going to happen. And that's why I tell you, I would never use a chat bot, because some of the things that people ask you, your guys, your teams, sorry to call them guys, it's just
that's okay.
Your people, your professionals, whatever you call them, a chat bot would just go, wouldn't know what to do.
Absolutely. I think that's us in a nutshell, really. The value in what we do is the people, and it was actually Julia who helped on that chat about 2 months ago. And I asked her the same question, because what we tend to not do is give the operators too much of a free rein to go and find an answer on the internet, because there's a chance that might be the wrong answer. But because she found that government portal straight away, and it actually had your logo on it to say that you were
I
doing
didn't know that either.
she obviously saw that and thought, well, these are the same guys, this is the right link, and put it through. And so I asked her that as well. I said, how did you find it? She said, well, I just searched for it. It wasn't crazy busy, and I just felt like I could help this person. So, I'm really pleased about that. She got a big virtual pat on the back, and glad it worked for you.
Julie, you're a genius.
Well,
I won't suggest a pay rise, Lee. I won't do that.
That's going to happen in April anyway. Don't worry.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, that was great. That was brilliant feedback. So it actually, something that the next question kind of stems from what you've said here. So, and it's basically about missing opportunities. I think what our service helps, especially small businesses, for not suggesting that you're a very small business, but businesses where everyone is busy. Everyone's got a job to do and they can't divert from that job during the day. If you didn't have our service on your website, is it safe to say that you would likely miss some of those opportunities where someone wouldn't pick up the phone, they just want that quick response?
I think absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And, the way our business is, we are a small business really, but we only need one good lead a month to make you guys such great value for money. In fact, if we had 20 good inquiries a month, I don't think we'd know what to do with them at the moment. We're so darn busy. But, it's about the quality of the lead that you get and people. And, we do have this promise that we will get back. If it's a working day, we will get back within 90 minutes.
Yes, but not
that's a big point for us. So when I get the lead from you, I pass it on to my team. We will call that prospect and say, or that potential client, well, hello, it's Malcolm Pitcher from Elevana calling. We said we'd call back within 90 minutes as promised, and here we are. And people go, oh yeah. Now, do you want to say as soon as possible on your chats? I don't think so, because you're making a service promise, and of course you guys have handled it well to begin with. We're then in there within 90 minutes. What if it's a working day, and we're already talking to the client, and they think, gosh, this is a great business to work for. So we've definitely picked up business from it.
That's great. Well, and that's another benefit of having real people on the site, especially outside of office hours, because the visitor doesn't expect it, because they don't see it too often, and the only time they normally see it is if it's a chatbot. And people are put off by that sometimes, and therefore they don't use it. So to actually talk to a real person at 10 to 10 on a Friday evening just makes them feel better about your business and your brand on the whole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much for answering those questions, Malcolm. I really appreciate your time. Any general feedback on using Melu? Would you recommend this to other businesses? Have you had a good experience with us?
We've had a great experience. I mean, it was the first time we'd ever used managed chat, and it coincided with the launch of a new website. And it's been great. There's no way we would change. Well, I wouldn't even consider anybody else anyway. And definitely, you proved to me that chatbots, for the kind of business that we are, that is a very personal service to people, chatbots don't work.
Sure.
To me, when I see a chatbot on a website, I think, well, this is a company that doesn't really want to invest in actually talking to real people, But sure. I suppose if I ran an insurance company with 100,000 calls a day, I might consider a chatbot to at least clear out something before people get involved. But from a small business perspective, chatbots, no way. Managed chat every time.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Malcolm, for your feedback today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a client. And I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Malcolm. Bye.
Cheers.